My name is Jensen. Let's learn some UiPath. Today we'll talk about how to color code Excel cells with conditional formatting, which is basically just rules. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and that will help me a lot. So let's get right to the case. First we need some Excel dummy data, so we'll just Google Excel dummy data. Take the first link. Will be fine, we worked with that before. Then we download it. We got it here. Yeah, we see that it's the third one we downloaded, but just to show you, then we will extract it to the desktop and we're done with the browser. So let me minimize this. Well, let me try to minimize it here. Then we go to the sample data. Just to take a brief look at it, it's some sales and some orders. I think this one is sales that we'll be using. And to be using an Excel sheet in UiPath, now we can see the data here. It finally opened up. Here we got some sample data. Our sample is just sales from some representatives here. We got a total sale here. Say that we want to color code. We want to loop through a Excel sheet here, and we want to color code each total sale over 1,000. Remember, this is easy, maybe with just 10, but this could come every day with like 1,000 rows. So let's see how that is done in UiPath. We go to UiPath, then we will search for the Excel application scope. This one is just the shell. You need to get an Excel application scope every time you work with the Excel activities, and then put the activities in here. You cannot run them without this application scope. So the workbook path, I'll browse for my file. I put it on the desktop, so that one is here, sample data. It says it's in use, so we'll just close it down. Then we click OK, and then we open it, and now it works. We can open it again. We can choose some settings here. We can choose, so the ones we usually want to work with, that's just a visible. And sometimes you want a visible. Right now we want it just visible, that's okay. We want to see what's going on in the loop and so, but usually I will have this one checked off because I don't need Excel to open and do things while I work with UiPath. Because that's just more, there's just a bigger risk of errors on our robot. So let's go to sales orders again here. So first we need to read this data into a data table. So we choose the read range under Excel activities, drag it in. Remember to go under Excel activities. It's here, you search for Excel and then not the workbook. Then we choose the sheet, sales orders, like this. And then we remember to add the headers here, it's on now. And then we create a data table. So Control K, we create a new variable that will be a data table. We can just call it dtSalesOrders. That will be where our data is in. So this data here from this Excel sheet will be now in a data table here. That's good. We want to do something with this data. So we want to iterate through each one of the rows in our data table. And to do that, we will need to clear the search here for each row we will search for. Drag it in here. And for each row in our data table, that's good. Let's just delete this body here. Then for each row, we want to do something. So we want to make an if. So because we will loop through all these values. We want to loop through first this, then this, then this, then this, and this, all the way down to here. And then when it finds out that this is over 1,000, it should color code it. So we need an if first. And then we need to make sure that this one is a double, like a decimal number. It looks like a decimal number here, however it's an object when it comes from Excel sheet here, so we need to convert it to a double. So we'll be doing that by typing in convert, and you can see that it even helps us dot, and then 2, and we can see here that we can choose to double like this. Then we want to specify what we want to convert to double, and that'll be the row, the current row, the item, that will be the column. So we could either choose to write in 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. However, it's more robust to write in total, because if this column, if there's a new column here and this suddenly is column 7, 8 or something, then we won't have any errors here. So that'll work fine. And this one, the condition should be that if this one is over 1,000, like it is now, then we want to do something. What we want to do is we want to color code it green, so that the conditional formatting, which was basically just a rule. So we want to set range color here. Now it gets a little bit tricky, but not that tricky. So we want to set the range color. However, we cannot set the range color in the data table. We can set it in the Excel sheet, and we can see that in the Excel sheet we want to let's say that we are here. Then we are in the G column. So say that this is the one that's the first row that we want to iterate through, because this one is headers. So that is G2. So if we wanted to color code this one, then we would write in G2 and fill in the color, and the sheet name should be sales orders. We'll get back to the color in a minute. So this one should be sales orders. However, we need to make sure that this range changes, because it will run in different rows. And remember that, so we need some sort of a index counter. And the index counter should start at 2, because that's our first row. Then it should be 3, 4, 5, because then it will correspond to the row here. So we'll introduce an integer index counter. So that will be the intIndex. And we will set that to an integer starting at value 2. And then in the last part of our for each row, we will add 1 to it. So let's find that one. We'll drag this one in here. And so in the last part, we will make intIndex equals intIndex plus 1. Then we will add 1 to it. That's good. So now we can specify the range color, because this one will change again the range. So this one will be G. That's good. So quotations mark and a G. Then we have a plus, and then we just want to type in. So that'll be the G and then the index counter. So if we're here, then it will be G2 in the data table and so on. So let's index to string like this, and then we want some color. And the colors, they are in the System.Drawing like this, and then color. I think we will, that's okay. Color, and then we can choose some colors. So we can see here all the colors that's the VB colors we can see here. We can choose a lot of colors. I think we will just go with maybe a light green here. That should work fine. So now we color coded. Now we should have color coded everything in green. We can try to run it and see if it works. So, and see if we set the counter right. We will run it. UiPath will run. We can see that it updates. It loops through all the rows, and it updates. It updated into light greens, so that works. Say that we wanted to, maybe we want small sales to be colored red, then we could just change this condition. Of course, we can make more conditions if we wanted both things to happen, like on the sheet, but this one I will just show the example. And then the set range color, we will just change this range color to maybe light red. We could even make this a variable, but hold on, this one will be, there's no light red. Then we will maybe just a red one. Here. You can experiment with these colors, what they are. It's not that important. So now we can even, what I said was that we could make a variable of this. That will probably be great. And let's try to run this to see that it color codes. It iterates through the Excel sheet. Now you can see that it will color code all small total sales less than 100, so that's fine. Now we've seen that we can. Then we saw that we could color code all of the sales. But how about if, say that we wanted to get a color from Excel? Like, let's say that some of it were color coded and we didn't know the color. So let's say that this one could be like maybe this blue, and we wanted to get that color. Then we could just let me write a new Excel application scope. It's actually the same, but it's much more easier to look at. So let me. I think I'll just put it up here. That's good. So in this do thing here, so in the bottom we will just get that color here, and we can do that by using the Excel activity get cell color. We will drag that in. So we should specify where we want to get it from. We want to get it from the sales orders, and it's column C13. So we type that in here, and again we could make a counter and all that to get all colors, but I'll just show you how we get one, and then you can use the same logic as we did here with the counter. So now we get this color from C13 here. That should be some kind of a blue, and then we will output it to a color variable. So Control K, and then we can just call it color cell like this. We can see that it's down here as a color variable, and then we could write it out to maybe a message box or write line. We'll just use a write line for now, and we'll simply just put in the variable name color here to string. So now it will color code our cells again, which already will be color coded, and then it will write out the color of this Howard cell C13. Let's try to run this. It will run. It will iterate through all the rows now. Then it will get the color for us, so we can work with it. Let's say that we wanted to color code some other cells with this blue color and we didn't know what it was. Then we can see here that this is the color name. So whenever we wanted to color code with this, we need to refer to this variable, to this specific A22555 R41 D180 B226. So say that we wanted to type in this, I don't know when this disappeared here. So say that we wanted to type in this color, this blue color up here. Then we could, up here in the range color, we will change the VB expression to, instead of the red color, we will control space, and then we will find the from ARGB here, and then we can specify the ARGB as 4 integers. That was 255, comma, and then comma, what was it, 141, and I forgot the other things. I think it was, oh, now I can't even find it. I think it was, well, then just if it was this one, it was something with 256. Let's say it was this one. Then we can just then we will color code every time. Let me just, every time this is the total is less than 100, then we will color code it with this color. So let me find the output again. 255, 141, 180, 226. I wrote it 226. Yeah, I wrote it down, and then we could set the range color here. So it's good to write out the line. So this one will be 180, and then 226. So now they will be blue. Hopefully. Let's try to run it. Run again. UiPath will open. And now instead of the red ones, there will be blue, as we saw with the color. So that will be from ARGB, the UiPath color scheme. It's done in a second. And that's how the from ARGB works. It could also have been a solid white or a solid green. So yeah, like the system drawing, like we did in the beginning. And yeah, that's it for now. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. I'll be making more tutorials. And I just want to say have a good day for now, and bye bye.